welcome back to another Minion theory. In today's video, we'll be discussing the Hamadaverse, and the role, of course, as you see, the Shovel Knight franchise has in it. We'll be talking about who Hifumi Yamada is in this universe. So, our first candidates are Plague Knight, the Bard, and King Knight. First, we'll be looking at the evidence that Plague Knight is the real Hifumi Yamada. So, first, Plague Knight is a man of science, such as the great Hifumi Yamada is in many worlds. And he also is a bit awkward around females, such as when we see him unable to dance around Mona after learning how to dance. This shows... Now, you may think this is just a trait of Hifumi Yamada, but it's a double trait for Hifumi. You see, it's a trait of a Discord moderator. But, on the other hand, the Bard has great Riz potential, a trait often given to Hifumi Yamada himself in the Hamadaverse. Another thing the Bard has, unlike Plague Knight, is fanfiction. The ability to create music is a fanfiction in and of itself, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about his fanfiction of King Knight. For, you see, as Hifumi explains, it isn't just stories that are fanfiction, but all kinds of fan creations, like merchandise. The Bard was obsessed with King Knight and wrote the music he lost during Shovel of Hope about King Knight, and his poems he wrote to congratulate King Knight during his adventure. Now, the Bard may be, the real Hifumi Yamada, but there's one last person we must check out. That is the King himself, King Knight. Now, you see, he has a thing called generosity, a trait Hifumi has shown in the past. And not just that, but you may say he's selfish, but he isn't. You remember when he had made tea for everyone, for Celeste, in the mainline game he's from. Another point of evidence is when he daydreams during the speeches the Justice Kings give. See, Hifumi is known for giving great advice, but he doesn't take advice from others, for he knows everything already. The Bard had a really good Riz potential and Riz factor, but King Knight here is special. He has a great Riz potential, but his Riz factor is so negative for all the daydreaming, making him so undesirable. Now, you may say that, why would Hifumi do this to himself? Well, maybe Hifumi just didn't give it to himself and was his true self, such as how the great Hifumi Yamada would act. We've seen evidence for at least 3 of the characters, the top 3, who could be Hifumi Yamada. Who truly is it? Now, some have quality evidence, such as Plague Knight and King Knight, but one stands out, for they have a lot of evidence, and its quality, that, the Bard. What thing does Hifumi Yamada love the most? Fanfiction, that's right. So you see, truly, you could say the Bard is the true Hifumi Yamada, but see, this has all been a trick. None of them are Hifumi Yamada, but one of them can help us figure out who the real Hifumi is. See, Plague Knight, in his campaign, he was stealing essence from people. And you know kind of that essence? The essence of the true Hifumi Yamada who created the world. See, this is a fanfiction world. And Hifumi used his heart and soul to disperse through the world. Some got more than others, of course, as seen. Now, you may think, oh, so it's Plague Knight then, but no. Sure, he stole the essence, making King Knight lesser, but you see, Plague Knight didn't ever take the potion. See, the potion was turned into the remnant of fate, leading to the conclusion that truly King Knight was not Hifumi, and that's why he's so heartless. But you see, the real Hifumi Yamada was all the essence Plague Knight stole away, so that he could make the true Hifumi Yamada. And that is why the true Hifumi Yamada of the Shovel Knight franchise is the Remnant of Fate. And remember, this isn't just a Minion theory, it's a Minion truth. Well, in next video, I probably won't talk about the Hamada verse. Maybe.